Hello, good day to you, me, Andy here, and this is Talking Really with the latest news. Of course, you probably have heard about it because it's been on BBC. In fact, it's been on BBC Today, so you can see that now.
Just got some breaking news to bring you coming in from the UK government, saying that RAF Typhoon Jets were launched to intercept 2 Russian long-range maritime patrol bombers this morning. It's north of the Shetland Islands. They also say that a Voyager tanker was dispatched to provide air refuelling capability to extend the operational range of the Typhoon. So these aircraft, these RAF Typhoon Jets, were launched from RAF Lossiemouth in Scotland, which is one of the UK's 2 quick reaction alert stations. There's a press release that they sent out about this, talking about how they transited north of the Shetland Islands within NATO's Northern Air Policing area. So that's when these RAF Typhoon Jets were launched. We'll get more on that, bring you more on that when we get it.
So yeah, they are already pushing this idea. If it's scaremongering, then they're doing a very good job. They have already pushed the psyop. Is it real? We don't know yet. But clearly, when you've got people like this guy, Tobias, who is last 3 or 4 years has been responsible for 77 Brigade, and if you don't know what that is, it's a psyop misinformation unit in the government. So they are pushing out the narrative and suppressing anybody on social media or wherever that's telling the truth. They obviously have these operatives that live on the internet making false accounts and posting the narrative to countermand what you put on there that's the truth. Obviously they are involved with the government and funded by the government, and Tobias Elwood is also a military man. Let's have a listen to what he says.
If we go to war with Russia, we could find that our youth may have to be conscripted. That's a bit alarming.
Yes, head of the British Army, one of the most cerebral thinkers that we've got, a strategist. We need to listen and listen carefully. We've been too complacent. I think I've said this many times with you. What's coming over the horizon should shock us. It should worry us, and we are not prepared. We've had a couple of decades, 3 decades or so since the Cold War. Life has gone well. It's now going to get more difficult as authoritarian states exploit our timidity, our perhaps reluctance to really put fires out. And the best example of that is a democracy on the corner of Eastern Europe that in its 3rd year is now in conflict, and we've not resolved that. So Patrick Saunders is saying, prepare for what's coming over the horizon. There is a 1939 feel to the world right now. These authoritarian states are rearming. There's a risk averseness about the West in wanting to deal with that. And institutions, global institutions such as the United Nations, aren't able to hold these errant nations to account. In fact, the UN, I'd go further, is reaching its League of Nations moment unless it's reformed. So that's where the world is heading. We need to wake up to that. There's a mindset now of this era of insecurity that we're heading towards, but we're still on a peacetime defence budget of just 2%. That does need to change. And the Red Sea is a great example that if you don't step forward, if you're not robust in dealing with those that are testing the envelope, it will be our weakness will be exploited, and it will affect our economy.
Of course, it's created a lot of uproar from people in the last few days, and they've all gone berserk with their videos, saying, you know, I'm never going to sign up, I'm never going to fight for this country, you know, blah blah blah, you know, etc etc etc. They'll never get me. Yeah, whatever. But it obviously makes good video. So let's have a quick look at some of them.
If you get called up, is it not compulsory? I think it is compulsory, or you go to jail. But how the fuck would they stop everyone going? I think during World War II there was over 60,000 people refused. And that's a fairly low number compared to what we refuse now. I reckon most of the population would refuse now. So I don't think they'd be able to handle that, wouldn't they? You know, maybe that's why they're building all the new prisons, because they know there's going to be a lot of people going to prison soon. Maybe that's why. You never know. But yeah, I think I was full blown refused, you know. I was sitting in the fucking jail until the war was over, to be honest with you. So that's it.
Sorry, World War III is on the horizon, yeah? For the 20,000th fucking time this year. And we may be getting drafted. I don't think that's ever going to happen. You know why? I think everyone has grown aware of what the wars actually mean these days now. Thanks to fucking social media, we all understand it's just rich people getting richer. And the funniest part is the guy that would have to decide it for everyone to get drafted would be a guy that no one fucking elected. So it's going to be brilliant. Housing crisis, immigrant crisis, food crisis, everything's going wrong with this country. And they expect normal working class British people to be bothered to fight for it. No, I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's going to happen. I really don't. Plus, he did put down a lot of people's dogs. So they're going to be fuming. So good luck with that. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think anyone is going to bother making a rich person richer in a war. I think I'd rather take the nuke, mate. Honest to God. I'll grab Rishi by the fucking waist and do it if I need.
Oh, for fuck's sake. People of the UK will be called up to the armed forces if the war between NATO and Russia escalates and actually happens. And this is coming from the head of the British military. And this is both men and women. So the head of the British Army is set to tell ministers that troops numbers are so low, he will need to find more people if Putin's war in Ukraine escalates, and the public's mindset must change so they are ready to be called up and to go and fight in a war. Fighting for this government and Rishi, the rat, unelected Sunak. This is just a fucking joke. Seriously, it must be a fucking joke. Where are they going with this? Why is this being announced to us? Why has it been announced to ministers from the head of the British Army? What do they fucking know? Where is this going? If you ever needed a reason to leave the UK, this has got to be the fucking reason. As always, I keep you up to date. Let me know what you think of this in the comments.
It's not only the UK, unfortunately, because it is a worldwide thing. It's the UN, United Nations. They've been behind this, along with all the other unelected bodies that we belong to. And of course, there are lots of them telling us Britons what we need to be doing. The UN, obviously, with the worldwide fear-mongering and pushing towards war, especially with the idea that they want to go to war against Russia.
We today announce the kickoff of Exercise Steadfast Defender 2024, which commences next week and runs through May. Steadfast Defender 24 will be the largest NATO exercise in decades, with participation from approximately 90,000 forces from all 31 allies, plus our good partner, Sweden. The alliance will demonstrate its ability to reinforce the Euro-Atlantic area via transatlantic movement of forces from North America. This reinforcement will occur during a simulated emerging conflict scenario against a near-peer adversary. Steadfast Defender 24 will be a clear demonstration of our unity, our strength, and our determination to protect each other, to protect, of course, our values and the rules-based international order. We today announce the...
How do I put it politely? It's a psyop. We have absolutely zero chance. Russia has about 1.7 million current, soldiers on the field. That's all services. We have 79,000. I mean, that's just the UK, obviously, but comparing numbers, it's nowhere near. And also, I don't think that the idea that we, as a Western organisation, we're going to have to provoke the result that we need, because I really don't think that Putin is going to press a button. He might do it if, in retaliation, he might do it, but he's not going to be the one that's going to be coming out and punching the first punch, as it were. Please do tell me, if you can, one thing in the world that he has done and don't mention Ukraine because that's a whole different thing. But mention one thing that he has done against the West and provide evidence of that. Okay? And I think you'll find that there isn't any incident at all anywhere. He hasn't provoked us, he hasn't done anything, and there is no evidence to prove it. Everybody in power is now ensuring that the people that are watching it are noticing that things are happening, and they want this fear of war, because it's happening in the whole of the world. So, for example, this video was America.
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh. We're going to war. We're going to war, y'all. We is going to war. You ain't bullshitting. Look at all these. I never saw these. We're going to war. Fucking minute. Oh my goodness, we're going to war, guys. Oh shit. We're going to war. I ain't even seen no shit like that. Ever. But we're going to war. Oh wow. What?
And this one, South Wales.
At 2:30, he's going to join us, and we're going to look ahead to the Premier League weekend. There's not that many games with this sort of broken winter break, but we'll look at the ones that are available and some of the talking points. Certainly the return of Ivan Toney will be touching on Dean, fellow striker. So that's all coming. Just a reminder again, Arsenal, Palace, Brentford, Forest, Brighton, Wolves, Crimson, TalkSport listeners, and the Force panel today. 03777
So clearly they are allowing video of mass movement of hardware. Where they're going, we don't know. I mean, it could be like from one depot to another depot. There's no evidence that this is actually going to be going anywhere. But obviously, people are seeing it and they're going, "Oh my God, we got war! Oh my God, it must be real." All right. So beware, because like everything, they need this sort of thing to help push the idea. I mean, really, to be honest with you, World War III has been going on since the Cold War. I saw a very good drama series. I think it was called, what was it called? Was it called Russians or something like that? It was basically, it was about spies in America. The Russians developed this spy program and trained couples, so man and woman, to go and live in America as normal people, yet they were spying. And they developed a whole lifestyle, having children, neighbours and friends, and living a normal life. But in the background, they were actually going around spying, and in that effort, they were killing people and ensuring that the Russian government were in the know about what they were doing in America, stealing secrets and things like that, and generating lackeys to pass on info. I mean, that was a very good series. I really enjoyed that series. I mean, in the end, they actually lived in America for 25, 30 years, and they finally got caught out and had to go back to Russia. It was a good series. I enjoyed it, and it does show that probably did happen in America and other countries. I just find it very difficult that wishy-washy can find money for this, but not find money for care for disabled people. You see my other story that I've got, where for the sake of a few million, disabled people will have to go back into homes. So he would rather spend 12 billion on a fake war and psyop rather than help our own people. That's basically all I can say about it. I just I find it very, very annoying that this is allowed to go on as far as it has. People are not waking up to it and realising that this is the whole situation that we're in. Very, very scary. Any comments, please, down below, and of course, yeah, I'll see you next time. If not, then I'll see you on Sunday for our live stream at 4 p.m. Bye for now.